Most students don't fail because they don't study. They fail because they don't know how to study. Now, for you, on and around 90 days are left for May attempt. And if you are still confused about how many hours to study, how many times to revise, how to plan EPA properly, this video is exactly for you. This is CA Chiranjan, your mentor, your friend, your guide for CA Final Financial Reporting paper. And in this video, I will guide you regarding how many hours you should study for the coming 90 days, how many times you should revise each subject, and of course, a practical revision strategy plan for CA Final Financial Reporting paper. And of course, details of my upcoming pre-Saaransh practice batch. And at the end, do listen this video till the end, as at the end, there will be an additional gift for the student who is following my revision plan. Before I start, you need to understand one thing: a plan alone never clear any CA examination. For that, you need to have only three things. Number one, desire, a real hunger to clear CA examination in any circumstances. Number two, determination, the mindset to continue even on worse circumstances. Number three, discipline. You need to keep doing the same thing daily without making any excuses. Listen carefully. Without discipline, even the best plan will remain on paper. But with discipline, average plan will start working. Now let us start our 90 days overall plan for CA final examination. But before we start, if you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe this channel and do like this video and share this video with all your friends. Now let us come to our first question. How many hours will you study for revising the entire subject for May 2026 exam? For that, we need to understand how many effective days we have. If you start your revision from the month of Feb, it means you have effectively 90 days. How 90 days? In the month of Feb, you have 28, month of March 31, April 30, and May only 1 days, because your exam is going to start from 2nd of May. It means 90 days, but from 90 days, I have deducted 5 days for your last revision of FR. It means effectively you have 85 days, only 85 days. Now, if you study 8 hours every day, you have 680 hours in total. If you study 10 hours every day, you have 850 hours in total. And if you study 12 hours, then effectively you have 1000 hours for your entire revision. Now we need to decide how many hours we should revise. For that, we need to understand how many hours required for each subject. Let us now understand how many time we should revise and how many hours required for each subject. Now your revision plan depends upon whether we are writing one group or both group. Right now, I am not saying whether you should write one group or both group. Whatever you have decided, you stick to that. If you have already decided one group, don't change it. If you have already decided both group, right now don't think whether you can write or you can't write. Yes, if you are finding difficulty on deciding one group or both group, don't worry, I'll make a separate video for that. Right now, we are here to understand how many times each subject should be revised if you are writing one group or both group. Now, if you are writing one group, of course, if you are writing one group, it will be group 1, then only you have this video. So, for first revision, for FR, I have given 150 hours. For AFM, 150. For audit, 120. Means you require 420 hours for the first revision of group 1 subject. Listen carefully. This is the maximum number of hours. You should not give more than this. Okay. If this is your first attempt, means you are writing group 1 for the first time and you are revising each subject for the first time, then you can increase the number of hours. Then for FR, maximum hours you can give 200. For AFM, you can give 180 hours. And for audit, you can give 150 hours. This is the maximum number of hours. But if it is your second or onward attempt, then 420 hours, the maximum number of for the total group 1 subject. Don't exceed this number of hours. Then only you can decide about your second revision. And if surplus is there, you can think about third revision. Okay, sir. Now, coming to second revision, for FR, I have given 120, 100. For AFM and audit, 80 hours. Means in total, you require 300 hours. Means you can see for group 1, 2 revision, you require 720 hours. 720 hours. Now, listen carefully. If you are studying 8 hours per day, you have only 680 hours. Means can I say this is not at all acceptable. This only I just want to inform you. You don't think that I will start with 6 hours, then I will increase. It is impossible. From day 1, you will think how many hours you need to study. If you require 720 hours, can I say 8 hours per day? The mission is impossible. It means, can I say what can be the suggested number of hours? I will say suggested number of hours will be 10 hours per day. And if you are studying 10 hours per day, you have 850 hours. And try to listen carefully. There are some abnormal days. Abnormal days means if you are studying 10 hours per day, you have 850 hours, means surplus 130 hours. So 13 days, if suppose you wasted also, you Meet your objective for revising is subject to time. And if you meet your target of 720 hours, effectively, can you see your 13 is extra? Listen carefully, whatever hours you are giving, that is for your own career. Whatever hard work you are putting, that is for your own life. Make a commitment with yourself. This coming attempt will be your last attempt. And then start studying. Let us now come to both group. For both group, if you have already started your revision, if you have already made your plan, don't change it. Follow that. But if you have not started your revision for both group, then you can follow whatever I am. Now for both group, also I have given 2 times at least revision. Now for the first revision, what is the maximum number of hours? Maximum number of hours is 500. I have given for all the subjects. For FR, 120 hours, for AFM 100 hours, for audit 80, for DT 120, for IDT 80. 5 years I have given hours, but in the second revision. For first revision, IVS not required. Not required. Okay. Now coming to second revision, how many hours I have given for FR 100, for AFM 80, for audit 60, for DT 100, IDT 50, for IBS 50 hours. 50 hours sufficient to revise to understand IBS subject. Okay, sir. Yes, sir. So you can see in total there is 940 hours. 940 hours. And if you divide 940 by 85, it will come approximately 11 hours or more than 11 hours. It means, can I say, if you study 10 hours per day, then you will not be able to meet your object. And students don't know how many hours need to study. They start with 8 hours, then 9 hours, then 10 hours. And trust me, what actually happens, there will be some subject which they will not be able to come. And then student will panic. From day one, you should know how many hours is required per day. So I hope you have understood that in total 940 is required. And if you study only for 10 hours, you have 850 hours, and there can be some abnormal days also. Therefore, what is my suggestion? You start initially with 10 hours, but once you get the rhythm, increase the number of hours, make it 12 hours effectively, or even more. I will say even more. If you can increase more than 12 hours, it is acceptable. You can see if you study 12 hours, then effectively you have 1000, then only you will be able to complete your both group revision in time. Once again, commitment is required from day one. If you want to pass the examination, commitment is required from day one. Comment in the comment box whether you are committed or not. Committed. I want this word from you. Just right now, comment. Now let us come to the most important point, that is FR revision strategy. For that, if you have already joined our Saaransh practice batch, which is going to commence from 1st of Feb, then you are nothing to worry, because I am there with you to revise FR for the first revision. You can see for the first revision for FR, I have given 150 hours. Now, in this particular case, I will come on YouTube live for 2.5 hours from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. daily. Means in 40 or 45 days. In the 40 or 45 days, 2.5 hours means minimum 100, maximum 120 hours. I'll complete the entire revision. So, every day you need to come live on YouTube for 2.5 hours. Can I say, with me, your revision will be completed. But practice requires some more time. For that, what I have done, I have given you 1.5 hours more for self-study. And nothing to worry for the self-study part. I'll give you question which you are supposed to practice by rote. So every day, you need to study 2.5 hours with me and 1.5 hours self-study. And for self-study, I will only give you the question which are very, very important, expected for practice. It means, can I say, every day you need to study 4 hours for FR for first division. For balanced number of hours, you can study at the AFR audit as per your own plan. Now, for those students who don't know about my Saaransh practice batch, I have already announced my Saaransh practice batch. For that, a video has been already recorded. The details of that video is given in the description video. Must listen that. That is live on YouTube free. And of course, if you can't attend live, then recorded option is also available. Make sure that if you are not disciplined, if you are not dedicated, come with me live every time. Trust me, it will help you to make yourself disciplined, and with me you'll be able to complete the entire FR in limited number of hours. Now those students who don't want to join my Saaransh batch, or they are not able to attend my live classes, or in any other cases, they need to also complete their first revision FI 150 hours only. In that case, if you think that if you've forgotten the concept, then what you can do, you can listen my past marathon batches which you already uploaded in the YouTube. The link of that marathon batch is given in the description of this particular video. That is available both in Hindi as well as English language. So what you can do, you can listen my marathon revision video for 50 hours or 60 hours, whatever is there. And for balanced number of hours, you can do self-practice. It means if I say 60 hours for concept and 90 hours for self-practice, so 150 hours is completed. The big question arises, how many hours should be given for each chapters by part? That also I will provide you. Once again, what I want to say, that whether you are joining my Saaransh batch for practice or whether you are not joining, you need to complete your FR revision in 150 hours. Now let us come to FR revision planner. Trust me, this planner will help you to understand how many hours required per chapter. What I have observed that students don't know how many hours required for each chapter. Eventually, they will give more hour to those chapters which actually don't require that much hour. What happened? At the end, they will not be able to complete the entire syllabus in a specified number of hours and they will panic. Trust me, this planner is going to save you. And the same planner I will use in my practice Saaransh batch. You can download this planner from my Telegram channel, WhatsApp channel. The link of that Telegram channel, WhatsApp channel is given in the description of this particular video. Now, what I have done, I have divided the entire syllabus into 5 parts. And you can see part-wise number of hours is also given. Now, if you are revising FR for 200 hours, 150 hours, 120 hours, 100 hours as the case may be, number of hours is allocated. Means if we come to part 1 contain which chapter, that is also mentioned. In part 1, you can see I have considered all the asset related Ind AS and also there are some Ind AS related liability. So Ind AS 2, Ind AS 16, Ind AS 38, Ind AS 40, Ind AS 23, Ind AS 20, Ind AS 36, Ind AS 37, Ind AS 10, Ind AS 41, all will be covered in part 1. And you can see chapter wise number of hours is also allocated. It means suppose you have decided to study or revise FR for 150 hours. So for Ind AS 2 you require 1.5 hours. For Ind AS 16 3 hours. For Ind AS 38 1.5 hour and so on. It means now you know how many hours is required for each chapter. This is going to save you. And this is only required for this point. Coming to part 2, I have Ind AS 102, Ind AS 19 financial instrument, and then part 3, part 4, and part 5, so on. In my practice Saaransh batch, I will take all the chapter in this sequence only. Means I will start with part 1, then I will go to part 2, then part 3, then part 4. This planner will help you. Means just try to understand if you are attending my practice Saaransh batch. In practice Saaransh batch, I have decided to take 100 hours. Means I will consider this number of hours. What is mine? Means for Ind AS 2, I will teach for 1 hour. For Ind AS 16, I will teach for 1.5 hours. For financial instrument, which is covered in part 2, I will teach 16 hours. For Ind AS 1.5, I will teach 5 hours. And as the case may for business combination, 11 hours. For consolidation, 18 hours. Correct? Means try to understand if I am teaching you 100 hours, 50 hours is left. So what you can do, 150 hours minus 100 hours is 50 hours. Means if I have already given 1 hours for Ind AS 2, so zero point 0.5 hours is required for practice all the remaining question, whatever I will give you in the practice session, that you can use this 0.5 hours. Similarly, for Ind AS 16, I have already given 1.5 hours. Now you can give more 1.5 hours. I hope you are able to understand. Means coming to bigger chapter, financial instrument, I have already given 16 hours. So 24 minus 16 means 8 hours you need to practice financial instrument question. And trust me, this will help you to understand how many hours is required for practicing the question by row. This planner is going to save you. Okay, sir. Download this planner right now and take a printout of this and use this planner when I will start my Saaransh practice batch. I hope you have understood all the points. Now coming to the last, that is additional gift for the student who is following my plan. If you are following my plan, what I have done, I have designed part-wise test also. Means if you complete part 1, I'll conduct one test for all the chapters which are covered in part 1. Part 2, another test. Part 3, another test. Means I'll conduct 5 chapter-wise tests as per ICR requirement covering of 100 marks. So once the part 1 is completed, you can attend a test for 3 hours. Write down that. Do self-assessment. If you want to do assessment by our team, you need to pay a nominal fee of 499 rupees. For the assessment, test series is free. So I'll give you the test series designed by me. Correct? Evaluation if you want. For that, of course, I can't evaluate. I need to appoint one team member. For that, you need to pay a nominal fee of 499 rupees. Okay, sir? Yes, sir. I hope this gift is going to help you to understand whether you are understanding the chapter from examination point of view or not. Okay, sir. FR is not difficult. What is difficult? To revise FR properly. If you follow right number of hours, 2-time revision, strict discipline, trust me, FR will become one of your scoring subject. Trust me, this is not a motivation. It is a plan which you need to execute. Now it is your turn to execute it. Start immediately. Stick to your plan. Don't waste your time and let these 90 days to change your result. And we are meeting from 1st Feb on YouTube live on our Saaransh practice batch. All the best.